Hello everyone and welcome to Old Coin TV channel. If you love exploring the world of coins, their history, value, and rare discoveries, you've come to the right place. Here, we'll share exciting information about coins from around the world, from ancient treasures to modern currency. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced collector, our channel is the perfect place to grow your knowledge and passion for numismatics. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss our latest videos. The years 1825 to 1829 form one of the most mysterious and historically dense eras in US $1 coinage, not because of the coins produced, but because of the coins that were not produced. In this period, the United States Mint did not create any regular issue silver dollars, yet the political, economic, technological, and numismatic developments occurring behind the scenes were so powerful and far-reaching that they shaped the entire future of the American dollar. This era sits after the draped bust dollar age 1794-1804, and before the revival of the denomination 1836-1839. It is a period where the dollar denomination effectively vanished, but the forces that emerged in the background made later iconic coins like the Gobrecht dollar, seated Liberty dollar, and ultimately the entire lineage of modern silver dollars possible. What appears to be silence on the surface was actually a vast undercurrent of economic tension, international trade imbalance, mint technology revolutions, engraving transitions, and deep governmental debates about the structure of American money. All of these converged to create a 5-year period in which the $1 coin existed only as a concept, as a problem, and as a symbol, not as a mint-struck metal object. The true story behind the absence of $1 coins in 1825–1829 begins decades earlier. Starting around 1803–1804, the U.S. was entangled in a global silver imbalance. Silver was valued more highly in Asia than in the United States. Every time the mint produced silver dollars, instead of entering domestic circulation, they were immediately exported by traders to China, India, and South America, where their silver content could be exchanged for a profit. This export drain created a major economic headache for the government. Why produce a dollar that would instantly vanish from the country? By 1810, it was clear that the silver dollar was not functioning as a domestic medium of exchange but as a commodity used in foreign trade. As a result, the mint silently ended production after 1804, and for the next 3 decades, 1825–1829 included, the United States essentially operated without a homegrown silver dollar circulating among its people. The years 1825 to 1829 were right in the heart of this economic vacuum, a time when the $1 denomination was considered too risky, too politically sensitive, and too economically dangerous to reintroduce. In the 1820s, America's monetary system was based on bimetallism. Both gold and silver were legal tender metals. But the official ratio set by the government was unstable compared to world markets. The U.S. undervalued gold, causing gold coins to leave the country, and overvalued silver, making silver coins more likely to circulate domestically, except for the silver dollar, which was still too high in value and too attractive to exporters. This imbalance created a fragile monetary environment. Banks were struggling to maintain reserves, merchants relied heavily on foreign coinage, especially Spanish 8 reals, and the mint had to make difficult decisions about what coins to strike with the limited metal supply it had. In this environment, producing large silver dollars, which consumed more bullion and were immediately exported, was economically irrational. The mint instead focused on half dollars, quarter dollars, and dimes. These denominations supported daily American commerce far more effectively. Thus, the years 1825–1829, though empty of dollar production, were years in which the smaller silver coins became the backbone of the nation's economy, and the dormant dollar denomination remained only a theoretical ghost. One of the most fascinating consequences of the 1825–1829 dollar vacuum is its deep connection to the creation of the legendary 1804 silver dollar, often called the King of American Coins. Although dated 1804, every genuine 1804 dollar was actually struck decades later, primarily in the 1830s. What is less known is that diplomatic gift sets involving silver dollars were conceived, discussed, and planned during the late 1820s and early 1830s. The absence of true circulation dollars in 1825–1829 forced the U.S. Mint to revisit historical mint records to find the last official date of a silver dollar. That date was 1804, even though no such coin existed at the time. Because the mint could not produce a coin dated 1825, 1826, 1827, 1828, or 1829, since no dollars had been minted in those years to justify the date, the government decided to revive the old 1804 date. Thus, the empty years 1825-1829 indirectly caused the creation of the most valuable and iconic coin in American numismatic history. Even though no dollars were struck during these years, the mint was not stagnant. Inside the Philadelphia Mint, major artistic and mechanical transformations were taking place. Chief engraver Robert Scott had died in 1823, and his successor William Nias began standardizing punches, refining facial features, redesigning lettering, and upgrading the mechanical dies used for coin production. He modified the style of the Liberty portrait across denominations, and these new engraving techniques directly influenced the later creation of the Gobrecht dollar. At the same time, new minting machinery, most notably the toggle joint press and early versions of closed collar technology, began to change the nature of coin production forever. Closed collar striking allowed coins to have perfectly reeded edges and consistent diameters. These innovations were essential for the revival of the dollar denomination in the 1830s. Therefore, the years 1825-1829, though empty of $1 coins, were foundational years in which the artistic, mechanical, and structural capabilities of the mint were being redesigned to eventually support the next generation of large silver coins. During 1825, the mint strengthened its focus on the extremely popular capped bust half dollar, improving the consistency of die strikes and reducing metal loss in the melting process. 1826 saw experiments with refining furnaces and silver purity testing, which allowed the mint to process bullion more efficiently than ever before. In 1827, the mint's leadership debated the practicality of reintroducing the silver dollar, but internal reports repeatedly warned that any new dollar would be exported immediately and would not serve American markets. In 1828, new collar technology began to be implemented for smaller silver denominations, and this breakthrough directly influenced how future dollars would be struck with consistent rims and structural integrity. By 1829, the mint had fully standardized many engraving punches across denominations, improving artistic detail and preparing the mint for larger coin issues, but still refrained from producing the silver dollar because of ongoing economic risk. Each of these years quietly contributed to the technological and policy groundwork necessary for the dollar denomination's eventual revival. Collectors today view the years 1825-1829 not as a blank space in the dollar series, but as an essential chapter in the story of American coinage. This period created conditions that led to the technological rebirth of the mint, the reintroduction of the dollar denomination, and the accidental creation of the iconic 1804 dollar. The absence of physical coins forces collectors to study the deeper economic forces, making the history of this era far more intellectually rich than years that simply produced a coin. The empty years highlight the complex relationship between America's early economy, world silver markets, political decisions, and the philosophy of money in a young nation. They show how the dollar denomination, even in its absence, shaped American monetary history. From 1804 onward, silver dollars were treated almost like a dangerous coin to produce. Every time the mint struck them, they left the country immediately. Silver traders exported them to Asia and South America, where the value of silver was higher. The U.S. Mint realized this and deliberately avoided minting new dollars. No circulation silver dollars were made in 1825, 1826, 1827, 1828, or 1829. However, the years still hold deep numismatic significance, because the mint's internal actions, technological advancements, engraving changes, and economic debates were quietly shaping the next major dollar redesign, the Gobrecht dollar of the 1830s and the later seeded Liberty dollar.